Hi, welcome to another video. A lot of talks around MCPs and agents and how we are improving agents every day. Good. This video is also in the same direction, as you can see from the topic here itself. It's improving AI agents with Google MCPs, Google Maps MCPs. Now, how did I come to this video topic, or why are we discussing it over here? So the other day I was trying and making an agent, an itinerary agent through OpenAI Agent SDK, right? Now, if you think about the problem, first let's delve into the problem. What is an itinerary agent? An itinerary agent is someone who gives an itinerary for you basis the choices or the initial responses that you've given. So say you want to visit Thailand, right? What are the initial parameters that will be there for you to consider for visiting Thailand? And this deliberation is required because, and I had faced a lot of problems regarding this. Why is this deliberation required? This is required because that way it gives you a clear approach. How are you going to tackle this problem of creating agent as an itinerary for creation of an itinerary? Now, initially, the user will tell about his preferences, as in where does he want to go, for how many days does he want to visit, what does he look for in the entire trip. It might be a relaxing trip. It might be, he just wants to go to the places, or it might be a trip with his parents where he has to cater to their requirements as well. So, this video is all about creating that agent. This is one, and in a very basic manner, how do we take the responses from the user and create an initial agent which gives an itinerary, right? And the second step will be of going ahead and making use of MCP servers to derive certain kind of usable information that can be invoked into that itinerary to make it more authentic. And before delving into the code, there can be a lot of ways in which the improvements can be made in a particular agent, right? So there are n number of flows that can be followed. There can be RAGs that can be taken into account for. There can be MCP servers like we are doing it over here. So there are hundreds of ways in which you're going to build an effective agent, and that can be seen for yourself, right? What you're trying to achieve from that agent. In this particular video, we have reduced the scope into understanding the OpenAI agents can be improved using the Google Maps MCPs. So I'll show you the configuration of the MCPs for Google Maps in the code itself. This is one, and then we are going to see the difference as to how when after the induction of Google Maps MCP servers in the code, how the itinerary behaves the itinerary is given in a different way, and the agentic behavior changes. So this is the main objective of this video. So yeah, let's just start with the code now. Yeah, so the initial code is for the initial file is for creating a very basic agent which creates an itinerary for you basis certain responses that has been taken, certain inputs that has been taken by the from the user, right? So we go on setting the API key. So I have defined my OpenAI API key in this env file that is taken from there for initiating the agent, and I have initialized a basic itinerary agent over here, which is defined as CityInfo agent, and for the instructions that has been given is basis the input given, please elaborate the itinerary. And what do we ask from the user? Basic points from the user in terms of how long, where would you like to travel at the start, how long would you like to stay, what month are you traveling in, what kind of experience are you looking for, who are you traveling with, and are there some must-see places that you want to go to which are not non-negotiable. Okay, and then we send this whole input to the itinerary agent over here. We generate the first result as await runner.run which is basically calling the agent and running it, and this is the agent that is being called itinerary agent, and the information that is fed over here is raw info, and the raw info information that has been fed is this all information that has been joined. All right, and then the agent is called over here to generate the initial itinerary. So let's see how we fare, like what is the output from this code in terms of the itinerary. Okay, we'll open our terminal over here, and yeah, I'll just run test.py. Where would you like to travel? I want to travel to Thailand. How long would you like to stay? I want to stay for 3 days. Okay. What month are you traveling in? I'm traveling in May. I'm looking for a relaxing experience. Okay. And I'm traveling with my wife. Are there some must-see places that you want to go? Okay, I want to go to Maya Bay. Maya Bay. All right. So yeah, so okay, like this was a basic itinerary that we got. Arrival in Phuket, morning, afternoon, evening. Then day 2 excursion to Maya Bay and Phi Islands. Early morning, early morning, depart from your hotel, arrive early, return to Phuket, relaxing and spa indulgences. Great, okay, fine. So this is a very generalistic itinerary that has been created, and which can be retrieved from any of the large language models from basic simple prompts that I want to go to a certain place. I'm looking for this kind of experience. I'm traveling for these number of days, and these itineraries will be generated. Now, what is the objective for us is to improve this itinerary in a way that it gives us more specific information. Now, what is the specific information that we choose to have? So in the scope of this video, we are trying to understand that what if I invoke the Google Maps MCP to get the distance between the places? So that ways it will be more relatable to the user, from going from one place to another, how much time will it take, and all those kinds of information gets start getting attached into the itinerary itself. All right, and then obviously, like I said, there can be n number of ways in which you can improve this. So one is through attaching this MCP server of Google Maps. The other is probably attaching the MCP server from Airbnb, wherein the agent can look up for the places, for the suggestion of the places that you can stay there as well. Then there can be something else, like localized shops over there, wherein from where you can rent the scooties. All right. Then what are the local bars that you can try to? So there are different agents that can be used for that purpose. So that is how we go on curating our itinerary agent in a way that it gives very specific and very precise response to the user, which in turn is the whole idea of the agentic ecosystem, in terms of making use of these various tools, making use of these agentic systems to give a more personalized experience to the end user. So so now let's understand the code of how we are going to improve this particular agent, and how it uses the Google Maps to give us a more precise itinerary in terms of what is the distance between the places. So for this agent, we are going to initialize. So first of all, again we are retrieving the OpenAI API key from the environment. Then so first let's discuss the configuration part of the MCP. So in my previous videos, I have discussed and I have elaborated the definition of model context protocol. Why is it such a hype, and why is it touted to be the next big thing in terms of building an agentic ecosystem? and I had integrated I think a lot of tools in my Claude server. So in this particular code, what I'm doing is I'm integrating the MCP server in the code itself so that it can make use of it as a tool, right? So what you have to do over here is you have to give an MCP configuration path. So I have defined my MCP in an MCP agent.config.yml file, and I have defined the code over here with this Google Map API key. Don't bother again copying it. I'll be burning it after this usage. So yeah, this is the MCP server that we have defined over here in the MCP agent.config.yml, and I have given the config path over here, and I have given the context. The context makes use of this MCP, and MCP config path has MCP config path. All right. Then we move on to defining the two agents. So the first agent is a basic agent which bases the input given by the user and considering all factors that is being given by the users, and the prompts can be improved way in a much better manner, giving it in a particular context or in a particular template. Definitely improves the output from the large language model, which is a well-known fact now. So, but for the example sake, I have given it the prompt that basis the input given and considering all factors given by the user, please give me the names of the places that can be visited. Do not elaborate the itinerary. So why I have given this input is that, so from the initial user, what I'll be doing is I'll be taking from the initial responses of the user, I'll be just extracting the places that the user can go. Why do I want just the places and not the complete itinerary? Is that given the because I want the distance of the places to be elaborated in the itinerary. Remember, we are improving the itinerary from our initial responses. So I'm making use of the MCP server of Google Map to give the distance between the places suggested. For example, if the place suggested are A, B, and C, then give the distance of B from A and then C from B. So that obviously, in a very rugged manner to understand it, how does a person go from A to B and then from B to C, right? So this is the objective of this agent. And then there will be a synthesizer agent which takes the input and then builds the complete itinerary around it, which is the last step of the final information that we are getting. All right. Now again, this remains the same, wherein we are asking from the user where you would like to travel, how long, and various details that we already discussed. This raw info is being sent into the first result. And remember, again, like I said, there are a lot of ways in which you can use it. You can use it as an agent. You can use it probably in a parallel function and in a in some other kind of structured format of the agentic system that is being built. This is for the example sake. I'm calculating, or I'm just giving the input one after the other. That is for the first result, it gives the raw information goes into the itinerary agent, which gives the places that can be visited. Then for the second result, the location agent is called, which is this agent, which gives the distance between the places suggested. And for the location agent, the first results final output is given as the input. So this is the agent that is being called, and this is the input that is being given, which is the final output generated by the first agent. And then again, the context is given. Context is given for it to use the MCP servers, which is defined over here as runner context, and MCP config path is equals to MCP config path, which has been defined. So this actually calls the MCP server for determining the distance between the places. And then the third result, the synthesizer agent is called, and the second result, that is the result generated by this agent, is given as an input to the third agent, and then the final result is printed. So this is the complete flow of the agent which is improved by the MCP server in this code. So we'll just run this code and see how it fails. So yeah, coming to the terminal for running the code, we are going to run Python MCP agent.py. Great. Where would you like to travel? I want to travel to Thailand. How long would you say? Will want to say? I want to stay for 3 days. I'm traveling in May. I want relaxing experience, like I said. I'm traveling with my wife. My way, I want to go. Cool. Same as per the last example. Let's see. So yeah, this is the result that we have got getting over here. Now, if you look at the result over here, now day 1 it is suggesting Maya Bay to Fifi Islands. Great, start your day at Maya Bay. Enjoy a sunrise, swim at the explore the beach, head to Fifi Islands by the boat, approximately 1.6 kilometer. One precise information that we are getting in the itinerary. Then you sense that it is giving me, it is using the MCP servers to give me the information between the places. Catch an early ferry to Raleigh Beach. So Raleigh Beach from Fifi Islands is approximately 35 kilometers, which gives a sense of distance, of a more personalized experience to the user in terms of what will be the distance between the places. Now, like I said, then again we can see approximately 65 kilometers, approximately 50 kilometers. This information keeps coming in my itinerary. Now, like I said, probably if you are going to use another MCP server wherein we are going to invoke the response that give me localized bars for relaxing, then it will go to it will ask the Google server as in what are the famous bars around the place, and it will give you the responses in that. So that is the whole context or the whole essence of this video, wherein we have made use of this server to probably give a much better understanding of the itinerary and improving the agents in some way or the other. So yeah, I mean, that was it, and I hope whatever agents that you'll be able to build, you'll be able to improve it by using MCP servers. And I think if you have any confusion, any doubts, you can always comment on the video and I'll try and get back to you. And yeah, please like, share and subscribe if you are there with me. Thank you. See you in the next video.